Hello everyone and welcome to another Historic video. So today we're taking a look at Through the Breach combo deck in Historic format. So this deck comes from Greenwire. He's been playtesting this deck for a while now, and he has some insane record, something like a 26-3, which is quite absurd. But you might be asking, what do you mean by Through the Breach? There's no Through the Breach in Arena. Well, there is a baby version of a Through the Breach from Alchemy set that came out called a Kavaron Consumed. There's a 5 card that says you may put an artifact or creature card from your hand onto the battlefield, and it perpetually becomes an artifact creature with base power and toughness 4 and 4. And it also gains haste, which means that the moment you play it, you can attack with your big creatures, and then it sacrifices itself at the beginning of the next end step. Now, the only card that we had before that you can Kavaron Consumed and potentially just win the game was the Ulamog the Defiler. What's really cool about this interaction is when the Ulamog the Defiler comes down, even if it's a 4/4, it is going to get additional counter depending on what is currently exiled. Well, we do have a lot of ways to exile in our deck. We have the Kazakh's Command, but more importantly, we do have an Ugin's Lab, which means if you exile one of your 7 cards, Ulamog is going to come down with a bunch of counters so that it's going to grow into plus 10 power and also be able to annihilate for how many counters it has. So the Ulamog the Defiler before this set was the only card that you were able to Kavaron Consumed, but now we have another card from the Anthology 3 called the Emrakul the Aeon's Torn. And this one has Annihilator 6, so if you Kavaron Consumed and then attack with this card, opponent's gonna lose almost their entire board, sacrificing even their lands. So even if the Emrakul becomes a 4/4, which isn't really going to end the game, because opponent's now behind by so much that they're just gonna lose anyways. Now, the cards that you're gonna be putting on the battlefield with the Kavaron Consumed does get sacrificed at the end step, but you can actually prevent this using another card called Consigned to Memory. So you can also stifle those effects away so that these cards actually stick onto the battlefield. And another synergy with the Consigned to Memory is that we also play a Null Drifter, so we actually have a two-way synergy here with the Consigned to Memory. It synergizes with Null Drifter plus Kavaron Consumed. Other than that, another card that we got from the Omenpaths is the Ponder. Ponder is indeed legal in Historic format, and this card is pretty obscene in Historic format. Especially in a combo deck like this, the Ponder does insane job because it digs 4 cards deep. You see 3 cards, you don't want those cards, and then you're just looking for something like Kavaron Consumed, then you can just shuffle it away and then draw an additional card to look even deeper. So that's what we're going to be trying today. So having said that, I'm going to be hopping over to some Thomas vs 3 to show you guys how that does. So let's hop over. Alright, let's take a look at this deck. Unironically, I don't think it's too bad because even though we have like 5 lands, because we can go Null Drifter turn 2, right? Maybe I should have played Starting Town if I draw more Starting Towns. Alright, so let's actually exile the Ulamog. Oh? Okay. That's hot. Yeah, Blood Tide Harvester, sure. Man, Eldrazi's are bust though. Like, what is this? I guess by playing out the Eldrazi Temple, I can Kazakh's Command for 0. Not that I would do it, but something to keep in mind. Unholy Annex. Sure. Well, opponent, say hello to Emrakul. Boink. Goodbye. What? Okay. Okay, that's pretty fun. Alright, Consign can go out. Kavaron comes in instead of a starting town. They probably play Sheoldred if they're playing Unholy Annex. But I think that's about it. I guess I can see myself bringing a Fiery Impulse. Okay. It's okay. We can't cast these cards, but we can, however, cast the Caustic's Command. Or just draw into it. A Damping Sphere. That's really bad. Ouch. Okay. They got me. They got me. Alright. Do I want Emrakul already? I feel like I don't. Harvester. So we can get rid of this. And they can activate the Mutavault to deal 2 damage here. Can this get rid of a land? Exile target creature, so when Mutavault becomes a creature, we can get rid of it. Oh, right. Oh, we got Caverns consumed. Let's actually stock up then and just Fiery Impulse. There we go. Okay. I'll take the 3. Fable. Then I'm going to Mutavault. I mean, Impulse the Mutavault. And we should just win the game. Wow. 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 What is this card? That is crazy. Wow. Seems like a decent hand. We have the combo. We just need to get there. Oh no. What? What is this? So we want to put the Null Drifter behind the Ugin's Lab, right? That's 3 mana next turn. Then we play Talisman, that's 4 mana. Then we play another Starting Town. Does doing this change the clock though? So next turn I Starting Town, if I shuffle this, I Starting Town, Talisman, 3. It does change the clock. Yeah, it kind of sucks that I had to actually top that, but it is what it is. Oh god. Am I gonna die? What's gonna happen here? 3 mana. I think this is Val combo, but they can't Val combo with only 3 mana because 2 of their combo pieces, which is Val and Trollsara, are both like 2-color pips. So I don't think so. Okay. Let's see what happens. In web. Okay. There we go. Now we can get back our Null Drifter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'll just hard cast this next turn. Hey, we got a Dismember too. What? I mean, certainly this has to be over, right? Yep. Yep. Okay. It's working, kind of. I think I'm actually going to cyber out the Ponders. Probably like Pyroclasm and Kozilek's Return. And the Fiery Impulse. That's a lot of sideboard cards I'm bringing, actually. Maybe I'm supposed to cut one of these. Huh, the sideboarding is actually kind of hard. Wow. Maybe Dismember? Something like that? Alright, we have a Cosmic Return on turn 2. Or Stock Up. A Johnny.
To the hunt.
I think we're gonna go with the Cosmic Return here. Oh, maybe because they played a in-web kind of card, I should have played Ah, what a mistake. Right? What a mistake. A knight came out. I got greedy and punished. Bummer. Bummer. So, what do we need right now? We need a Null Drifter? We need a Null Drifter so that we can flash back the Kha'Zix command. I mean, Kha'Zix return. Okay. We got one part of the combo. Alright. They're sacrificing. Be trying to find the answers for the Torpor Orb. Or maybe they're just not gonna play anything until this goes away. Alright, so... this says whenever an Eldrazi creature is cast... Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll just Kha'Zix command for 6. Right. Nothing going on here, unfortunately. Wow. So 2, 4, 5, 6 plus 6. Two, 4, 5, 6 plus 10. So I can hard cast the Emrakul here. 2, 4, 5, 6. And I think I'm just gonna do that. There's a very good chance opponent is playing Containment Priest because they keep passing with mana up, right? Now, why would they do that by passing turns with mana up when they're playing Ancient Ziggurat? Well, I guess there's only one thing that comes to mind, which is a bunch of flash creatures. Right? But at the same time, they also didn't flash in a creature last turn. Like, for example, like Felia. So, I think opponents holding on to a Containment Priest for me to actually Caverns Consumed. Alright. Apparently that was good enough. Pretty interesting deck. 157. Rank 157 with this deck. Oh, I was right. Containment Priest. Okay, so I really do think opponent was holding on to Containment Priest. Probably, right? Alright. Upon their turn 1. Wait, did I just queue into the wrong format? Ulapog? I probably want this, right? Because I get to also stock up into Logan's lab into a stock up, right? Did I queue into the wrong format? No. Alright, consign when we have a caverns consumed. We already have an Eldrazi temple. Do we want consign? Maybe. We could also draw into a Null Drifter or something like that, so... We'll see. Is this a control deck? No way, right? No way? Null Drifter? When we have a consign? Pretty good. Let's discard Island. Alright, so... Let's play the Null Drifter. Then we're going to replicate this 3 times. Get lost. So that's what they had. Right. I need my opponent to play something. Play something. This is probably gonna get countered. What? Okay. Okay. Okay, we're playing as a hard control deck, which isn't good. How do we beat a hard control deck? Yeah, how do we beat a hard control deck? Do we want Chalice? Maybe X equals 2 to get rid of like counter spells? Because I'm out of ideas. There's not any cyber cards for these kind of situations where we're playing against like a hard control deck, you know? Gemstone Cavern. Okay. I should have exiled the consign. That's my bad. Okay, looks like opponent has a consign but decided not to use it. So good for me. So I just really need to ramp right now. Ramp, 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 ramp. Urza's Cave. Maybe it's not a control deck. Oh, you're so lucky. What is this stab in the dark? What is this? Opponent. How could you? Consult the star chart. Two, three, four, five. Wait a minute, why am I taking damage? So they replicated? Is a consign the triggered ability? Okay, it is. So they shocked this in. Maybe it's a counterspell. Do I still do it? Let's try it. Because at the worst, if it is, you know, a removal spell, they have to sacrifice 2 of their lands, so... Oh wow, they even play Stifle! Ha! Okay. They definitely got me. Definitely doesn't seem like a very good matchup, I will say. I mean, at this rate, I might be able to just play one of our Emrakuls or Ulamog that comes down. You know? Counter spell, counter target spell, and draw card. That's very good. That is very good. So what is my opponent's win condition? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 mana. It keeps tapping the wrong lands. Okay. I mean, don't we just win if I just draw Emrakul? Oh, wow. At the beginning of each of the enchanted post-combat main phase, there is an additional... So this is a very expensive wilderness reclamation. That's funny. Very expensive wilderness reclamation. Consult the chart. Let's do x equals 5. Since I have just so much mana. Okay. Let us also, I guess... I mean, does this even matter? Like, they just played a land and they're just passing. Like... Like, I feel like it doesn't do anything. They played discontinuity? I see, so that's their plan. Let's take million turns. Orm's Chant. I also feel like this doesn't do anything. Oh, they play Lotus Field. This is the first time we're seeing Lotus Field. Consult the chart. So we're gonna Kha'Zix Command here again. What? It didn't let me use Kha'Zix Command. What? Okay. Alright, sure game. You got me. You definitely got me there. That was not fair. Come on. Two, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Let's try that again. Mystical Disputes. Okay. Emrakul. I guess. I mean, I guess that's not too bad. If you just draw like this. This opponent's tapped out. Another Emrakul. Does this let me cast the Emrakul here? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. No. No. Decline. No, take action. Alright, GG's. Very cool deck opponent was playing there. I'm just not sure how they win. Ba-bum-bum. That's a keep. Starting town? Starting town. Oh. It's a combo deck. Am I gonna die next turn? I think I need to leave up a consigned memory so I can stifle their enter the battle effect trigger. Oh, it doesn't let me do it because they reanimated. Oh. That's pretty bad. That is pretty bad. What? I wanted to shuffle. Oh my god. Well, we lost. I wonder how many people lose because of that. Accidentally clicking the wrong thing, because usually wouldn't it ask, do you want to draw, right? Do you want to draw the card? But it says, like, do you want to shuffle, which is kind of weird. It doesn't register in my brain. You know what I mean? This member seems really bad. I don't really know what to do. Like, what do we do? Do we want a Chalice? Or do we want a Torp Orb? Maybe you want a Torp Orb? I don't know. Just a completely weird deck that I'm not too sure. Well, this time around, we do have a Kha'Zix command for the Graveyard Hate. Oh, we drew very bad this game. What an awful draw. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Maybe they have like counter spells. Land? Okay. Full control, since we could draw Consign 2. Didn't. Shuffle, take action. I guess we could try to play around Spell Pierce here. Okay. Oh, did I have a Gemstone Cavern going first there? Whoops, that was not intended. So we do have a Gemstone Cavern. I think I'm gonna keep this. Let's draw like this. Decline. And we'll draw a Null Drifter into Consign. They could have a Consign too. We don't know. Okay. Alright. That's a pretty good turn. And now we also have a Kha'Zix command coming up, so very nice. Okay, so they don't have anything to reanimate. Yeah, we just keep holding on to this Null Drifter. I mean, Kha'Zix command. I don't see why not, right? We also draw a very important card. Mugen's Binding, so even if they, like, Spell Pierce one of our Kha'Zix command, we can just bounce the reanimated creature. I don't need to do anything, so I just keep passing. GG's. Alright, so we went 5-0 with the deck. The deck was just unstoppable. Very, very powerful. And I think every card kind of came up today. We played with all the cards in the main board. We also got to see Consign action. We also got to see Dismember. We also sideboarded in Chalice of the Void. Not that it showed up. Fiery Impulse showed up. Pyroclasm, we sideboarded in. Same with the Torpor Orbs and Kha'Zix Return. And even Gemstone Cavern. So like every card actually showed up today. And if not, we also kind of sideboarded in these cards. So I quite like the deck because the utilization of all the cards in the deck was maximized the fullest. Besides that, Ponder, kind of weird to use, I must say. Usually, these cards would say, do you want to draw a card or not? Not, do you want to shuffle? Yes, it makes sense in context with the Ponder, but it doesn't register in my brain because usually if I want to draw the card on top, I would click Take Action because that's the one I want to keep. But then if you do that, it shuffles. This one's coded a little bit differently compared to most of the cards in Arena. So that's something that you want to watch out for. Yeah, just keep in mind, if you take action, you're shuffling. So just be wary of that. Other than that, of course, the Talisman of Creativity, pretty darn good. Funny thing is, you could Caverns Consumed your Talisman to deal 4 damage as well. because unlike through the breach, you may put an artifact or a creature down. This actually didn't come up in one of my games, but it can definitely come up where, you know, let's say if you attack with the Ulamog and they're still not dead, but if you have Talisman and the Cavern's consumed, you can make the Talisman into a 4/4 artifact creature, and then attack your opponent for lethal damage. That's something to keep in mind. Consigned to Memory, it looks weird at first, but this one actually has a lot of applications. With the Null Drifter and the Cavern's Consumed, both of these cards ask you to sacrifice those cards, and you can basically consign to memory those triggered ability. So this is actually a lot better than I thought, which is pretty good. Kha'Zix's Command having, you know, incidental graveyard hate actually came up very often today. We also got the hardcast Ulamog, and there was actually a time where we could have hardcasted Emrakul if we just had actually 2 more mana, which is kind of crazy. So yeah, I think the deck is pretty fun. Definitely can do some broken shenanigans. I think the best hate piece potentially against this deck is Containment Priest, and that's a card that you want to watch out for if you're playing this deck. Ponder, great addition to the deck, lets you dig very hard. Between Ponder, Null Drifter, Stock Up, Kha'Zix's Command, this deck digs a lot. Not only does it generate a lot of mana because we're playing Eldrazi Temple and Ugin's Lab, you just draw so many cards, dig a lot to your combo pieces. So yeah, that is gonna be it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye bye.